let's see how to send an email from a Node.js application using Mailgun.com. So of course we're going to start by opening the web browser and heading over to Mailgun.com. If you don't have a Mailgun account yet, you will have to register by clicking here, Get Started for free. The registration process is pretty straightforward, but keep in mind that you will have to provide a phone number to which they will send a code that you have to type in so they can verify that your phone number is real. Anyway, once you created your Mailgun account, you can log in by clicking here, Login. And of course we have to type in our email and password. Okay, and we are presented to the Mailgun dashboard. Down here we can see the sending domains. You can connect your own domain to Mailgun, but by default you're going to have something like this. This is a sandbox domain, and this is what we get for the free account. It should be noted that such a sandbox domain is only good for testing. Using such a domain, you won't be able to send an email to anyone you want, but only to a predefined list of verified emails. So let's choose our sandbox domain. And here on the right, we can see the list of the verified email addresses. We can have up to 5 verified email addresses in a sandbox domain. And of course, we can remove any of them. And if we want to add a new one, we can type it here. So you will type in the address that you want to add and then click on Save Recipient. And this will send an automated email from Mailgun to them, and once they approve, their email will be verified here. But as I said before, you can only have up to 5 different verified email accounts. Once we have a verified email, let's open a new tab. And now let's head over to documentation.mailgun.com. Here I choose Quick Start Guide and then Sending Email. As you can see here at the top, several different programming languages are supported, and for this example I'll go with Node.js, so let's click on Node.js. And if we scroll down a bit, we can see that we have 2 options: send via API and send via SMTP. In my opinion, using the API is a bit simpler, so that's what I'll go with. So I already created a new empty folder, and this is the folder that we'll use to create a new Node.js application. So let's open this folder in Visual Studio Code, and let's init this folder to use npm. And now we want to install the Mailgun npm package. Now notice that there are 2 different Mailgun npm packages. We have this one, the one I wrote here, and then we also have this one. The difference between them is that this one, the one with the dash, is the old one, it's deprecated. So if we look for this package in the npm website, we can see both of them, this one and this one, but this one, the one with the dash, is old and deprecated. We should not use it. This is the one we should use, Mailgun.js. So let's get back to Visual Studio Code, and I'll only install the new package. And if we now open our package.json file, we can see that we have Mailgun.js in our dependencies. Let's now create a new JS file. And now let's get back to the Mailgun documentation. And I'm simply going to copy the code from here and paste it in my application. And now we need to provide the API key and the domain name. To find the API key, let's get back to our Mailgun account. And here on the right, I'm going to choose API keys. So the one we need is the private API key. So let's click on the eye icon and let's copy the API key and paste it in our application. We now need our domain name. And if we get back to this page, this is the page of our sandbox domain. So we can simply copy the sandbox domain from here and paste it in our application as well. Now this file makes use of the new import syntax. So I'm going to change the extension of the file from JS to M.js. And now it will support the import syntax. And now we need to provide the details of the email that we want to send. As you can see, the from field contains 2 things: the name of the user that sends the email and their actual email address. You can use any email address you want here, even if you don't own it. But from what I've seen, if you use one of the emails that you have verified, there is a much higher chance that your emails will end up in the inbox and not in the junk folder. So just to be on the safe side, I'll use one of my verified emails for the from field. The to field is your destination, and this one has to be one of the emails you verified. In my case, I just use the very same email address. And we also need to provide a subject to our email and some text. So let's try to run our application. And you can see that we got status 200, and it means that the email was successfully sent.